Hey YouTube, it's been a long time. I am standing in front of the second mall that I'm building in Animal Crossing. So let me show you the first mall and we'll get into where I've been. First, I'd like to say thank you to everyone who is subscribed here and that I'm going to be making content more consistently soon. So Graceland is the island that I built up on YouTube previously, and I have a video with my dream address and everything. You may have noticed though, if you visited the dream address, that it's changed. I started Twitch streaming about 9 months ago, and because I still had a regular job, I couldn't really devote the time to Twitch and YouTube. I know so many people have full-time jobs and do both, but it was just too much stress on me. And I really wanted to focus on Twitch because I was having so much fun creating and chatting with everyone, and it was just a sense of community that it's definitely harder to find on YouTube in my opinion, but I'm going to work more towards in the future. So on Twitch, we built this mall. You might be able to hear my dog behind me. He is also a feature on my Twitch channel. And actually, let me show you just a little bit of the fun times that we have over there. And yeah, maybe you'll want to come join in. That's so weird. It worked. Okay. You're gonna help me. Thank you. Thank you. I'm so glad. I'm not crying. You're crying, right? Oh, fuck. No! Dude, this is it. I think we're getting out. Oh my god. A weird magic carp. I know, that one's so small. I bought it on Etsy and it's just kind of filler to— no. Oh. Freaking dying. So on Twitch, with so much audience participation, we built this late 90s, early zeros themed mall. It's very nostalgic to my childhood and so many of my friends' childhoods. So I'm really excited to show this to you and explain at the end what I'm doing for my next mall. So it definitely wasn't my plan to build 2 malls in a row. I actually had a couple theme ideas that I started and I just didn't feel so pulled to finish. So these are the gifts that you get when you wake up in near resident services in the dream, but I wanted to show you the mall from the airport. So let's choose an outfit. Let's see. I think, yeah, these are the ones that look like Crocs. Ooh, that does not go with my tights. There we go. And you may be able to tell, I hope you can tell, streaming on Twitch and talking to people in real time, I feel has also made me a lot more comfortable talking to the microphone, talking by myself. Yeah, so I'm really grateful for that. that as well. Let's see, move my bag. A balloon. Oops. Yeah, let's go shopping. Okay, so it's called Graceland Mall because my island is named Graceland. If you're an OG, you might remember that that's because Paul Simon's Graceland album is like my favorite album ever. So yeah, this is the parking lot. You can see Dom, he's one of the mall employees. It's so funny now that we have all the 2.0 items that these car beds, oh, remember the days. So yeah, pretty big parking lot, pretty full of cars. And over to the right, oh yeah, there is quite a buffer on this island. Not so much when I was playing it, you know, in reality, I don't know, but in the dream, the buffer is pretty bad. But this, because I had to have a campsite and that doesn't really fit a mall. This is my little camping area that says capitalism sucks, and it's a bunch of hippies camped out to protest the mall. I thought this was fun because I'm not like, you know, super into consumerism and fast fashion and all the things that malls stand for. It's more just a nostalgia thing. So that was fun to build. And here we have the mall entrance. And this is the Sears store. So this is my house, and it's the department store on the island. If you're not from North America, I think is the only place it is. Sears had just like a long death as a company and got kind of sketchier and sketchier and smellier and smellier. Coffee sip to go into. So yeah, carpet, you know. This is the electronic section, so everything's 50% off. I remember personally always finding stuff that I never would have been able to afford as a child on clearance in Sears. Like I bought myself a portable DVD player in there because it was just so dirt cheap. And then this is like the bed / mattress section. And if you can hear licking now, that's my dog. He is cleaning his feet because he thinks he's a cat sometimes. And this is shoes. So you remember how some stores are probably still like this, but especially at Sears, it was like a long counter of shoes, and then underneath the display shoes is where the other shoe boxes are. So yeah, this is the shoe section. I tried to pick either retro or kind of timeless things for in here to fit the era. And this is like tools / outdoor stuff. This was kind of what made Sears different from other department stores. Like most stores like JCPenney or Macy's didn't really have tools, so Sears was like the traditional Father's Day destination and whatnot. And downstairs is appliances. So of course there was plenty of stuff in game for the appliance section. There's even more now. But yeah, we have our washers and dryers, some refrigerators, ovens, all kinds of stuff. And upstairs is clothes. So I personally grew up wearing basically only stuff from thrift stores and Sears, so I remember the clothing section very well. So tried to pick an eclectic little mix of stuff are in here. And of course, the clothing sections and whatnot in the new mall. There's so much new stuff with 2.0 that it kind of makes that one look silly, but you know, didn't know it was coming. And I probably wouldn't have waited for the new items even if I did know they were coming, because I just wanted to finish this theme. But yeah, so here is the entrance. Let's look at the map. I'll share too, I had someone on Instagram take overhead pictures and made a map of my island that kind of looks like it's in Google Maps, or like an aerial photo of the whole thing. It looks really cool. I'm proud of it. So yeah, you can see that the villager houses are all incorporated in the mall. So they're all where I think they would work. So my villagers are Tia, Rudy, Joey, Dom, Nan, Henry, Renee, Shep, Chai, and Etoile. And then I also have a restroom. So let's go. I made this directory, which is actually pretty close to the layout of the mall. It's just kind of hard to picture if you haven't seen it as much as I have. We have some wheelchairs here by the entrance, and this is that car you can win in malls that you're always like, wait, how did they get this in here? And they really just use this information to give to telemarketers and stuff. No Heelys allowed, that's a sign of the times. And of course you have to have the like beautiful tropical indoor plants, because even if you're in Illinois, if you're in the mall, it's supposed to be paradise. Up here you can get kind of a view of the whole corridor. Let me see how this looks in first person. Yeah, it's kind of neat. And then over here is roller skating. So that's something else I've started since I've been gone. I got back into art again, and I got really into drawing roller skaters, and then I really wanted to learn how to roller skate myself, even though I've never been very physically inclined. Like, I can't sport at all. But yeah, it's been fun trying to learn that for sure. Here is Hot Topic, a mall essential. So we have all the cool punk, goth, alternative things in here. And then Renee works at the Hot Topic, so that's her house. And we have a water fountain and one of these claw games. And Radio Shack. Radio Shack was another mall staple in every mall at this time, really even earlier than this. So they have like stuff to actually build electronics, and then also your normal like computers, TVs, radios, all that. We have a little phone case kiosk. Of course, they wouldn't have been for smartphones. They would be like for flip phones and bedazzled and stuff, but we can imagine. And the mall piano. Our mall has one of these now that's all graffitied up, very, very edgy. And a music store. And then this one is just a shoe store. There's so many brands to choose from that I didn't really add a sign, but it can be Foot Locker or Champs or any of those things with little benches to sit on. I Alright, let's go back around this way. Buffer, buffer, buffer. So yeah, this is where you'd actually wake up in the dream. In the quote-unquote Nordstrom. That's not really a store, just a fake storefront. And over here is a wedding store. I feel like these are also in almost every mall. And we have some champagne because it's fancy. And some boots to try stuff on. Even a harp. Gotta be fancy. Lots of plants, benches, vending machines to fill everything up in between. And then over here is one of my favorite parts. This is the food court. So there is the merry-go-round ride near it. And we have an Orange Julius, or Orange Julius Julius because of the repeating patterns. A Taco Bell. I hid nooks in here to try to make it look a little like a mall store. And we have Spa Spa Row Row and Panda Express. So lots of classic mall options. Here's another ride. And let's go, because I am so full from the food court. Let's visit the bathroom. Outside we have a spill. So inside the bathroom we have some sinks, mirrors, some toilet stalls before we had actual toilet stalls, and some urinals. And on the other side of the food court, we have another little fake storefront. There wasn't really room enough to make a whole store here, so just some empty space basically. And then we have some vending machines and mini golf. So this is something that was near my mall growing up. Joey takes care of the mini golf and goes and catches the balls that go out to sea. So it was a really fun excuse to use all of these kitschy things that I always want to use, but they don't fit my theme. So we have like a flamingo themed one, a space themed one, we have some Mario mushrooms. There is like a pirate themed one, a mermaid themed one, and a lighthouse down here. So fun. This is a little hard to get in and out of because I placed those little flags, but you basically just have to go in or go out the way you came in. And from back here you can get a preview of the upstairs. So back through the mall, and now we are upstairs. So up here, Nan's house is at Borders, which is not like an actual Borders with a cafe and everything, because that would have been huge. So it's really just a simple little bookstore. And then here is Bath and Body Works, another staple. I feel like this and Victoria's Secret are the two things that are in every, like the last two stores in every mall. So there's Bath and Body Works with all kinds of candles, and I had to include the little sink that they always have in there if you tried too many hand lotions and whatnot. And this way is another staple, Claire's do let me know if you got your ears pierced at Claire's. I have 2 ear piercings, but I think they were both at Piercing Pagoda, also in the mall, but not Claire's. Still a dangerous, underpaid employee way to get your ears pierced, but you know, it's worked for plenty of us. So here's the little ear piercing station, and just all kinds of fun pink sweet things that are normally in Claire's. And here's another one, Hollister. Were you a Hollister kid if you grew up in the generation that I did? I was terrified to go in the store because it was so dark, it smelled so strongly. I knew it was expensive. Yeah, but nevertheless, it was a mall staple, so here it is. And Shep's house just looks like a Hollister. Oh yeah, and Etoile works at Claire's, of course, because she looks like she came from Claire's. And down here, this is not a real brand, but this is Dom's Sporting Goods, because he is my jock. So, I have all kinds of things in here, and I thought it'd be fun to turn the climbing walls to the actual climbing wall side for that one. So we have a little cap kiosk down here, another directory, some more vending, and then if we go up this way, there's a part that's a little bit hidden. I did not do the beaches on this island. I don't know if I'll ever feel moved to do beaches, but so this is Chai and Tia's, and Tia's actually in here. Internet cafe. So this was a big thing in the late 90s and early zeros. So it's all quote unquote futuristic for the time and really cutesy. And I really wanted them to have a cafe together. So there are their houses. And then my Able sisters I've hidden behind Limited 2. So I think by the time I was growing up, Limited 2 was already Justice, but everybody on Twitch really felt strongly about my mall having a Limited 2, so of course we included that. And then if we go back down here, we have a Cinnabon. So, you know, you can smell this from miles away in the mall. Same with Hollister. I probably shouldn't have put them too close together, but I found these great giant Cinnabons. And we have another kiosk for jelly sandals, which I totally remember wearing and making my feet bleed. And then this way, so we're between the skating rink and Limited 2 upstairs. If we take this hallway, we have a little toy kiosk. I totally remember so often at the mall when I was growing up seeing these helicopters being flown around by the people at these kiosks, and I always just thought that has to be the greatest job. Like, you just get to fly a toy helicopter all day. So we're on our way to the movie theater, and outside of the theater they have these big movie posters. So let me see if we can see it better in the first person camera. A little bit, yeah. So we have The Truman Show, Toy Story, Pulp Fiction, and Clueless. So those all came out in about the mid-90s, I believe. Before we go in the theater, let's go this way. So we have Auntie Anne's Pretzels, another staple, and an arcade. So the mall that I grew up with, even though it has like 2 stores left, I believe it still has an arcade, which is kind of hard to believe. But yeah, there's our arcade, and we have a sunglasses kiosk. and the movie theater, my favorite part of the mall. So yeah, we have a Cinemark sign. I know that's a popular mall brand, and it's the one that I grew up around. There's also like AMC's and Paramounts and stuff like that. So we have candy. I turned around a customization kit to make popcorn. It feels so desperate now that we have actual popcorn, but I thought it looked pretty good back then. And then the quote-unquote theater, which is like dark as you go in, is actually the museum. So yeah, that is the mall. I don't think I missed anything. That's the whole shebang. So while I run around, why am I making another mall? Basically, I saw all the stuff that we were getting with the 2.0 update, and I was like, everything would have been perfect for the mall. There are mannequins and shelves and actual cars and the popcorn bucket and the display cases, like just so much retail stuff, which I thought was kind of weird because I haven't found that many people with retail themes. So I thought it was kind of strange that they included that much stuff that was retail themed with the 2.0 update. I know that we make stores in Happy Home Paradise, but I don't know, still found it kind of strange. So we are back in my construction site of a home. So my new island is called Tarnation, as in what in Tarnation, and its theme is like a late 70s, early 80s suburbia / just a small town. I definitely didn't grow up in like a technical suburb, so it's definitely more, yeah, just a small town. And it will have a mall. So you can see here, I didn't want to just make a mall again, and I also didn't want to include villager houses within the mall this time. So the dotted outline, or the terraformed part now on this island, will be my new mall. I think I might actually be able to fit more stores, which is kind of wild because I also have like an entire neighborhood. This is not done. This yard's the closest to done as like an example. And then I also don't have the villagers that I'm planning to have in my lineup, but it's getting there. We're working on it. Like I said, I've been working on this on Twitch, but I'll definitely start sharing this island's progress on YouTube again. So yeah, just a little neighborhood layout. Oh, I also made this road because none of the road codes I could find fit the cars as well as I wanted them to. So as you can see, let me find a car. Maybe over here. Yeah, this just basically fits the cars, and that's why I made a new one. Able Sisters is over here. I'm going to make a little small parking lot for that too. Nooks has a parking lot. See, here you can see it fits a car. And my resident services is just going to be like a town hall. My mall is made out of wide display cases. I think they look the most architectural out of any of the new items, in my opinion. I love these new cars. I just can't even believe that not only did they give us cars, that they're like retro-y. And then here is something that I wish I could have included in my previous mall, but I'm so glad I can include now. A mall parking lot carnival. Our carnivals that came to town were always in the mall parking lot, and I always thought it was kind of weird, but it's definitely a thing. So here is the carnival. It looks really pretty at night, and it was a way to use all of these new items. So yeah, I will, in a sec, cut to terraforming and tiling this whole thing, but I did, like, quote unquote build the whole mall. Oh yeah, and it's called Twin Pines Mall after the mall in Back to the Future. So I also want this theme to include like references and builds inspired by 80s movies. So if you check my Instagram, I've done a Back to the Future build, say anything build. Those aren't incorporated in my island currently because I have to figure out like where to put them, and I just needed something to post while I worked on all the big builds and ordering things. Oh my gosh, it's taking forever. But yeah, my plan is that my house will be a department store again, and at the back of it you'll jump through a pipe into the mall. So it'll be completely cut off from the outside. But yeah, here's like a little example shop front I was working on. And yeah, it's all terraformed, tiled. I made this tile. I think I'm going to change it just a little bit, but I can do that and then it'll just automatically change throughout the whole mall. So that's nice. And yeah, I can't wait to build this with you all. If you're still here at this point in the video, like I said, I'll show you some terraforming of this, and yeah, just if you want to see this progress and whatever else I build in the future, I'll definitely include some Happy Home Paradise builds as well, and some dream tours and stuff. Definitely hit subscribe, like if you liked it, let me know in the comments what you're working on, and any of your nostalgic mall memories too. I would love to know that. And yeah, thank you for watching.